Now, I've read pretty much everything that there is to read about the Askold. That's the name of the ship that was apparently damaged in a strike just yesterday. So I'm going to show you what I've seen, and then we'll just try to make some sense of it. So, Askold was the name of the ship. It was in the Kerch. Not on the bridge, but this little shipyard near the Kerch Bridge, and I'll show you what we're talking about. I saw this I was just scrolling through yesterday. I was at the football game, just going back and checking news, just seeing what I missed before I put out another video. And I saw this, and I confirmed it immediately against other, Reuters and Euromaidan and ABC and you name it. I just made sure I did my homework, and then I put out a little video about it. Askold was reportedly hit with SCALP missiles in close proximity to the Crimean Bridge. Now, SCALP are the French equivalent of the Storm Shadow missiles, so it's basically the same thing. It's just that it's French. Russia's Ministry of Defense confirmed the strike on a shipyard, claiming that 13 out of 15 cruise missiles were shot down, stating that one cruise missile was damaged and docked there. The ship was undergoing a final test for work before it was sent to war against Ukraine, which meant it's probably fully armed or finally, has everything together. Which means that it's also, like, when you factor in, somebody was saying, they spent all this money on the missiles and it costs more. I'm going to do the cost analysis in a forthcoming video, just because I don't think I don't think this was a bad thing to target. I think this was a really good thing to target. It's a whole lot better than a residential building and a playground. This is going to get some bang for the buck. Okay, the ship's armament included an artillery mount air defense systems, 8 caliber anti-ship missile launchers, and its own Panzer anti-defense or air defense system. It has a crew of around 39 sailors. And what we know is that the ship was damaged. We don't know if any sailors were on it or that kind of thing. And it's hard to get good information from Russia because they kind of lie. So they can't. I'll show you what I mean in just a moment here. The Askold is a Carrot class corvette. Okay, so somebody asked, what is a corvette? Why do they call it a Corvette? Because we think about a sports car when we think about a Corvette. Well, we borrowed the name for the sports car. This is what the ship looks like, and we borrowed the name of the sports car from this. A corvette is a small warship. It is traditionally the smallest class of vessel considered to be a proper warship. Okay? So that's what this is. I mean, it doesn't look that small. Look at the size of the human beings and then look at the size of the ship. And it's, you got to respect it, right? Okay. Smallest ship in the Black Sea Fleet. Okay, now I want to show you where it was. It was here. This is the Kerch Bridge. If I scroll out, you can see where it is on how far it is from, like, it's like one of the furthest points possible to hit. So that's pretty interesting in and of itself. And I also want to point this out. It was commissioned in 2016, and it was just about 21 September is 5 months and a few days before the attack. So it's reportedly now damaged or destroyed. Now, let's look at just a little bit more here. ABC said the Russian Defense Ministry said late Saturday, Ukrainian forces fired 15 cruise missiles. Now, we know that there's at least 3. And now the Russians were reporting 15 and that they shot down 13. Now, we don't know what it could be. It could be in 3 and they only shot down 2. We just don't know exactly yet. The fog of war. And we're not trying to make anything up. I'm just trying to show you what is published by reputable sources. The ministry didn't give details about the ship or the extent of the damage. The head of Ukraine's presidential office, Andrei Yermak, said in a Telegram post on Sunday morning that, quote, life constantly proves that there won't be a Russia's Black Sea Fleet in Crimea. I think he's probably onto something here. Okay, so this is the Kyiv Post. This is the most recent, just a couple hours ago, came out and tried to give some of the facts. And it doesn't tell us much more than what it was. On the evening of November 4th, armed forces of Ukraine carried out successful strikes in the maritime and port infrastructure at the Zaliv shipyard in temporarily occupied Kerch. Oleschuk hinted that the AFU used SCALP cruise missiles. We already know that. Several hours later, on the morning of Sunday, November 5th, Oleschuk wrote that he could confirm the incident had taken place, but didn't say much more than that. If you click on the video, you'll see some smoke in the background, and let's actually do that. We'll see some smoke in the background, that there's clearly something has happened here, and we'll look at the same kind of thing on Twitter. So it's not nothing, something was hit, and we're not exactly sure what or to the degree of the damage. What did the Kremlin installed governor of Crimea and the defense ministry say? Now, they lied about previous events, so don't expect them to be forthcoming. Crimea's Russian installed governor, Sergei Askold, said that Ukraine had fired missiles at the shipyard in Kerch earlier, but they had been shot down. That was his first report. And their first knee-jerk reaction is always to lie about whatever it is. Some of the debris some of the debris from the downed missiles fell on the territory of one of the dry docks. There are no casualties, he said on social media. Now, of course, then he updated later on, after after midnight Moscow time, the Russian Defense Ministry said that the strike on the plant was carried out by 15 missiles, 13 of which were shot down. As a result of the enemy cruise missile hit, a ship at the factory was damaged, said RIA Novosti. But again, what does damaged mean? The last one on the dry dock, when they hit the submarine, they said it was just damaged, but it was essentially a total loss. Still, it was not reported which ship was damaged, but we think we know which one it is. Okay, last little bit here. This is Anton Gerashenko. Yesterday, after this happened, Russian media published a video from the Kerch temporarily occupied Crimea. Something was clearly getting blown up here, and we're still waiting for official confirmation. Somebody superimposed some flames. I don't know that this is the actual picture. I don't think it is. Over Bob Ross, the painter, just showing somebody has a sense of humor. And these are some other clips of things purported to be what was happening there. Okay, that's what we know. Now again, somebody made a comment to one of my videos earlier saying, yeah, well, they spent too much and they didn't even break even. I'm going to do the math in just a little bit, and I'll put that out very shortly. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and most of all, thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine. Now again, somebody made a comment to one of my videos earlier saying, yeah, well, they spent too much and they didn't even break even. I'm going to do the math in just a little bit, and I'll put that out very shortly. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and most of all, thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.